This is Yerushalmi Berachos Daf Nun Dalid in the Art Scroll Osvador edition, which corresponds to the seven lines at the bottom of Lamed Zayin Amud Aleph in the Vilna edition. It's actually, we're starting from the second line on Nun Dalid Amud Aleph because we did the first line yesterday. The original pious people would tarry an hour, mispalin shah, and then daven for an hour. So obviously they daven in a high meditative state. It took them an hour to get up to that state. It took them an hour to get down from that state. So the only mashal I can give for people Nana Madrega is one of intoxication, right? The person's intoxicated, it takes a while to ramp up. Person is intoxicated then for a while, and it takes a person time to come back down. So why the person is drunk, who's a good person, is an altered state of consciousness. Tefillah is also an altered state of consciousness, and therefore it has to have this. It takes time to get there, and it takes time to get back. So the Gemara asks the well-known question: "But Emasai came to Torah. When are they going to learn Torah? Emasai came to Lachem. When are they going to do the work?" Rabbi Yitzchak bar Rabbi Eliezer al Shidei Chasidim. Since they were pious people, they said bracha nitenas b'Torah. There was a bracha in the Torah, same though they were davening 9 hours a day, or maybe before Marav was chayv, at least 6 hours a day. There was a bracha in the Torah. The bracha need the malachta and bracha put given them malacha that they were able to dive in so long and still maintain their greatness in Torah and make a living as well. Time their cheretz. Chuna Amar a mispal achrei beis hagnes samidam is behind the shul nikar rush is called the wicked person shnemar saviv around the shul. Rishonim at least aleichum. Well, Rishonim walk there. In other words, people who walk around the shul, they are Rishonim. Chuna Amar kol mishen nichnas beis hagnes bolam hazeh. If you don't enter a shul in this world, ein o nichnas beis hagnes lazu level. You don't enter a shul in the eventual future. Matam. Say, how does he know this? The same pasuk. Saviv Rishonim Yisraelechem. The Rishonim, who remain Rishonim Olam Haba, they're going to be outside. They're not going to be inside. Amar Rabbi Yechon Mispal told Beis Sami Dams in his house Kilu Mekifo B'Mekchema Shabarzo. It's as if he's surrounded by a wall of metal. It says Pnei Moshe Kol Kilu Mukav Sabib Mibli Pacha B'Tur Shitishmat Kilaso. A shocking interpretation. That he says it's a good thing. You're down inside your house. It's as if you're surrounded. If you're surrounded by a wall of metal that you're safeguarded, preserved. I don't believe that that's the simple shot. And the Yonei Shas says it is lignai, which I believe is in the Mashmos in the Bavli, and. It says that the Kohen not allowed to daven inside your house when you have a mini nearby, and I write here that he has another parish in some other way. Let's see if we can find that. Yes, so Rabbi Yosef Engel's evidence was from the Lashon the Bavli, Daflam Beis, Melchor Beis Mikdash Nifsakam Makom as Barzim Yisrael Ben Shashmaim. Sounds like it's the Gnai. Bavli Psachim, Pehim Beis says in Mechitza Shabarza Edom Hafseka. Sounds like it is a Hafsek, but you can overcome it. And later on, Yerushalmi Berachos talks about Filu Chomesh Shabarza as well. Okay, so now the next Gemara follows up on this. It says Mechafa Shitase Rabbi Yechanan. Seems to be contradicts Rabbi Yechanan. Tamon Rabbi Abraham Mechia B'Shem Rabbi Yechanan Tzarchadam Ispav Makom Shinuchad L'Tfilah. You have to have a place which is designated for Tfilah. Kol Marachem. And here he says that that you can daven at home. Sounds like over there he has to daven in shul, but here it says you can daven at home. So the Gemara says, "Kam biyochi kam b'tzibur." So according to Gillian Hashas explains, well, first see Pnei Moshe. Kam biyochi shev'spal biyochi shlo b'shas tefillah tzibur tov l'spal b'beso. Is daven at home? Not time tefillah tzibur. It's best to daven at home. is boded to be able to meditate by Chamin Filoso. Come B'tzibur Shoshem Mispalim. If he's doing that anytime the tzibur is Mispal, then he's Spalim on basic as daven shul. According to Gilin Shas, it means when there's a tzibur, you have to daven the basic knesses. When there is no tzibur, you can daven in your house, but evidently you can daven in your house only. You should have a mokum yuchad even in your house to daven. It says that it means that a person in his house should have should not daven once here, once there. The mokum yuchad. So you have a play. You have to. So the way the Gilin Shas is learning the question, he says that the question is that he learns like this. It's basically it's a problem. But so you shouldn't daven in your house. But he says you have to have mokum yuchad l'tefillah. Doesn't say beis knesses. Sounds like even at home you can have a mokum kavur for davening. But davening home is not a good thing. So the answer is kam b'tzibur. Yes, of course. When there's a tzibur, you have to daven in shul. But kam b'tzibur. When there's a tzibur, you have to daven in shul. But when you're an individual, you can daven at home because there's no tzibur. But even then, you should have a mokum yuchad l'tefillah. Because Shem Rabbi Yoshia. Sometimes the shul is simply sacrificing a pure mincha. Matam, what possibly just kasher view b'nei Yisrael hamincha b'chli tar beis Hashem. When b'nei Yisrael bring the mincha in a tar vessel in the beis Hashem, and we darshan that includes a shul. Vo b'shem Rabbi Avo. Shinei Schos brings down and said Rabbi Yerushalmi B'Shem Rabbi Avo, which seems to be more according to Rabbi Avo's, but it seems more likely. Quest for God, where He's to be found. Hey Chanumotzi, where is He to be found? But they can seal so but midrashos. Krubioso go daven there. Krubioso Krov Komani is close. Echon Korov. When is he close? When is he close? Where he is close, and where is he close? Also, same idea in shul or the base medrash. All right, so Rabbi Eliezer Lod Eloshe Elohein Omer Gabon. When people are in shul, down in the tzibur, the God stands over them. My time pasuk says Elokim Yitzab Adas Kel, B'Kerev Elokim Yishpot. So in the Bible, that pasuk is used to learn that Hashem is present in when a beis din or a group of three collects. But the pasuk here is being used for tefillah b'tzibur, and telling us that some use tefillah b'tzibur, and the tzibur has a special bracha that HaKadosh Baruch Hu Kaviyachol is together with them in the shul. Says more further. Rav Chisda Amar Zeh Shenichnas LeBeis HaKnesses. A person comes to shul tzarich lichanas lifnim mishnei dlasos. Has to go in within two doors. Now this will be taken in many different ways. Probably it seems to mean that it has to come in the length of two doors, which is 8 amos. But here it could also be taken to mean that there's an antechamber. You have to go past the antechamber into the main sanctuary. Matam Ashrei Adam Shomei Ali, praise with the person who listens to me. Go down those society to be diligent on my doors, yom day by daily. Thou society, my doors, lo thou say. Right, not lo dalti, not my one door. Mezuzos, door post, below mezuzas, not one post. He must came maksit hamon. If he does this, what does it say about him? He motzi motzachai. Those who find me find life. By the way, that distinction between the Bavli and the Yerushalmi's pshat in two psachim is in the Marapanim. The Maskut Tzarchli Kanas Lifnei Mishnei Lasos. Okay, going on. Rav Huna Amar Zeshul Lecha Beis HaKnesses. Rav Huna said Zeshul Lecha Beis HaKnesses. Somebody's going to shul. Tzarech Lo Kelos Raglav. He has to lighten his feet. In other words, he has to run or walk quickly at least. Matam, but Pasuk teaches us this, that Neda, near the fall. We will know and we will run, we'll pursue Ladas Hashem. So Kosh Baruch Hu, Das Hashem, evidently it takes place when a person's davening. Shiotze, the person leaves, Shul Tzarech Kimel, you have to walk a little bit, meaning slowly. Matam, what Pasuk teaches us this, Kiato es Sadai Tispor. You're going to count my steps. The one second. So the Ala Diona says that for every step you get schar. So you should really take small steps. But on the way to shul, you can't do it because you have to run. So if you have to run, so you have to take large steps. So and even though you get more schar, we over there Shalom has kabel pras, right? So when you go back, so it's on the contrary. It shows you have that Kodesh Baruch Hu when you go walk slowly, take small steps. So then that's happens to be that you also get the advantage of having more steps involved. So obviously he's learning that you get rewarded for the steps in both directions. Rabbi Yochanan said, Briz Krusa, there's a covenant wrought, Hayager Talmud Beis HaKnesset, somebody who learns, he toils in Talmud in the shul, Lo Meher Shakech, he doesn't forget as quickly. Rabbi Yochanan Antitania, Briz Krusahu, there's a covenant which is wrought, Hayageya B'Talmuda B'Tzina, somebody learns in private, non-public. In other words, he doesn't make a spectacle of himself, which is an ulterior motive, and diminishes from his focus. But if he learns in seclusion, he doesn't forget very quickly. Matam, what Pasuk teaches us that the best stuim chachma, the people who are humble, which are tsanua and seclude themselves, you will find with them the chachma. The difference between, I think this is kind of like an could be understood to be like an introverted person, and still waters run deep. Introverted people very often are more profound and more effective thinkers than extroverts. That's the similar idea here. There's a covenant which is wrought that someone has a gadatza out of a sefer, he doesn't forget the agadatza very quickly. I'm not sure why I got it this really, because Kubi Halacha retains some aspect of Torah Baal Peh. The Benayo says that they darshins it. Oh, let's see. Let's read further in order to understand what he says here. A sober Talmudo, person who understands in his learning, his learns biyun, lo me'u shakech, who doesn't forget very quickly. Matam, no, but the Menel says is the following pasuk goes on both. It's rational for both. Lest you forget the things which your eyes saw. So he says, Menel says that according to Rabbi Yochanan, the Einecha is going on the eye, which the physical eye, and it looks in the Sefer, it's going to recall. And Rabbi Tanchud says Einecha is the intellectual eye, and that's why he learns it's going on. So one is going on. But that doesn't really explain the difference. One says Haggadah, one says Halacha, or one says Talmud. It could be that, I don't know. I'm not sure why. He brings down here the Chomas Yerushalmi brings down from that Gemara from Gindaf Samachav. The Rabbi Yoresh Lakish Ma'ani B'Sifrei the Sif Swaim Dagata B'Shabsa came below Efshar Mishum Eisla Shum Eisla Sos Hashem Efer Torah Sechos. So it sounds like there's special dispensation to learn Haggadah out of the Chsav, but I'm not sure how that actually is going to make you recall it better as a result. And what kind of schooling that is. Okay. Can anybody say anything here? Kareem also says that pasuk is for both of them. Yochanan Dorish the Sipur Dvorim below Omed Hanu Agoda Shenecha Eni Bas Kamashma Agam Betor Dashba Azakasa Hitiro which is basically what we just saw. Okay, so the question, the Chareim adds a little bit. The Maraponim is interesting. It says, Bris Kruso Koza may view a Rambam Zalber Gimel Hilchos Talmud Torah, Patur Yodeh Simrish Meva Milvad, Mashal Mukan, except, he brings down all the advantages except this one of mitzvah, the learning how Agadah Mitocha Sefer. And it's possible that, he says, possibly, it doesn't mean down, because from our Shas, it seems that they were the only reason allowed to write it down, Agadah, is like it said over there, and again, because of Eis Lasos. And therefore, it's not, according to our Gemara, it's not encouraged to learn Agadah out of writing unless you have to. Which is interesting shot. Okay. Let's go further. Rabbi Yonah b'Shem Maritankum Rabbi Chia Zeshu Ruach Halom Kasher. This is what somebody sees a difficult dream. Sarah Klomar has to say the following. All my dreams the dreams of the night, other nights, whether I dreamt it or other people dreamt upon me. If they're good, to sustain them for joy and happiness, blessing and peace in life, being acher, if they're not for happy purposes, happy dreams, just like you change the bitter waters to sweet, may Richa de Elisha, and the waters of Yericho, that was from Moshe Ben, the first one, and the waters of Yericho de Elisha limtika, the sweeten the waters by him, as Kilas Ben Ba'or LeBracha, you turn the color of Bilam, because Ben Ba'or LeBracha into a bracha, Hafachta Mispin Lamach, so to turn over all the hard dreams, but with other strength upon me positively, the bracha full chaim simcha chaim with simcha l'sasam l'shalom. Afachta mismi l'machali pitachta sakita zayin zilcham azakov leidam Hashem l'kayel l'modeka. That's obviously a pasuk, which is relevant. Love Hashem l'kach l'shmo b'lam ve'avach Hashem l'kach es ha'klol l'vracha ke'avcha Hashem l'kach asin ma'abaslo b'chom v'achrim v'schinim yachtov v'afachti l'mas l'sam v'nichtim v'simachtim yigonam. Which is very beautiful psukim, but of course in the Bavli it says you're supposed to dive and say this during Birkas Kohanim, whereas here in the Yerushalmi it doesn't mention anything about doing it in Birkas Kohanim. It sounds like it's just an own independent tefillah. Even the king is asking how he's doing. Do not respond. Amar Rabbi, what's my place? Amar Rabbi Adad Amar Malchi Yisrael. That's my Jewish king. So, well, cut your slack since it's your davening. Amalchim Musam, but the kings of the nation of the world, Meshiv Shel Shalom. You respond when they inquire, because they're not going to be so understanding. Tana Yakosim is Hashem, writing down the Shem Hashem. I feel Mel Shol B'Shlomo. The king inquires as to your health. Leisha does not respond. Because if Shnaim or Shlosh Shemos, somebody's doing 3 in a row, 2 or 3, going to kill Elokim Hashem. I raise the Gomer, I say, Chon man. Finish one of them, Meshiv Shel Shalom, and respond. Yochanan Rabbi Yosef Kari Kumei Knishta the Bavel B'Tziporin. Rabbi Yochanan was sitting and reading in front of the Beis Knesset in Bavel of the Babylonians. The Shul Babylonians B'Tziporin. Interesting. And it's, the Babylonians retained their identity even back then in Eretz Yisrael. There were such ideas as shuls of specific origins. Of Arakuna, a certain nobleman came, but passed by Blow come late Mikome, and Rabbi Yochanan not get up in front of him. Asun Bayim Mechune. So they came and wanted to hit him. Amar Layat Lon, the Arakuna said, Apuni, leave him alone. We decided the Baria who is involved in the Nimusim, the customs of his creator. So even the non-Jew recognized this that this is a legitimate reason not to interrupt. Rabbi Chaya, Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, Alun Kumei Antipusa. The Moshe says they came in front of the Antipusa Duco Shoke Sari, the Duke of Caesarea. Umelish Rabba Antiputur, the Ksharosam Amar Bifneim, but he saw him stood in front of them, right? So let's go back inside. It says, the Caesarin, Hamsun, this nobleman saw them, becoming a command, and he rose before them. Amar lay. So they said to him, you get up in front of these Jews? Amar says, I didn't see Jews, I saw the faces of angels. Rabbi Yonah, Rabbi Yossi, this evidently are prayers, a series of praises of non-Jewish leaders who had the cognition of the greatness of a great Talmid Chachamim and their involvement in Avodas Hashem. Rabbi Yonah, Rabbi Yossi, Kume Askinas ben Antiochia. They came in front of Askinas while the Moshe says the name of a king, maybe it's the name of some official. Chamsum Kami Kamei, and God arose before them. He began in front of these Jews. My Lord, he said to them, "Apel dahani on a chazer b'krava v'natzach." It's very similar to what the Alexander said about Shimon Tzaddik. I see these faces when I go into battle, and I am victorious. Re'avun al kumiyam malchus. Re'avun came in front of the malchus. Kinafach hafik kadal. When he went out, he turned his neck. As he went didn't go backwards. He went out facing away from the king. Asabay mikdal and they came and they wanted to kill him because of this chutzpah. Chamin train zikukin the nur. They saw 2 sparklers of fire. Nafkimi kizlei. It's coming out of his neck. So they got very afraid. Shavkua, they left on Kaim Hashnemar, Veroka Meyaretz Kishem Hashem Nikolech V'Ormeka. They're going to see the name of God is upon you, and they're going to be afraid of you. Tanya Hashem Bayachai, Veroka Meyaretz, all the nations of the world will see Kishem Hashem Nikolech. Well, the name of God is bestowed upon you. Akol means Afilu Ruchas Afilu Shadim. Everybody will recognize, even the spirits will recognize that there is that Kodesh Baruch Hu is with us. Rabbi Yonatan Avan Thailand, Balastin. They were in a certain street. Chamusun Chad v'Shol B'Hon. A person saw them and inquired after them. As he greeted them. Rabbi, may your peace to you, the Rabbi are the rabbis. So even though it's not brought down here on the page, in the Alka Perushim, it's brought down from the Maram di Luzano that this is not a positive thing. Uh, oh no, this is not. No, that's later on. Not here. Um, no, it's Or Yitzchak here. It's Or Yitzchak. Says that the Bnei Moshe say Charedim have the interpretation of this, but when he says that he didn't say it wasn't Lashon covered, says Sholchem Na'orim, not rabbis, but kids. Ravia is a language of Na'orim, like youngsters who are not yet Zkanim. So then we'll see how their response is. So the response is, Armin, Afil Torah Charvus Ein Aleinu L'Ra. Even a bad, so according to the, so to speak, conventional pshat, he said, but you should have it's a peace to you, the rabbis, like actually, neither of them say peace to you, the rabbis. And Moshe says that just the Shlomchon, it's like Shlomchon Yasket, and you should have, Shalom should be expanded. And, I don't think that that's the pshat from what the Gemara says afterwards, because Amrei Filu Torah Chavas Enolin L'Ra means that even he dignified us, and now without even giving us some negative name, he called us rabbis. Right? He didn't have to do that. He met us in the street. We're Jewish. He's not. He could have just said hi. So he said Shlom Chad Ravya, the Rabbiya, that your rabbis, and either they didn't even the title he gave them. There was no negative title, according to the who is it again? Or Yitzchak is the opposite. That they said that somebody won't even give us the Torah Chavos. He calls us young kids. He doesn't hurt us, and that's the special bracha that Ro Kameretz Hashem Hashem Nikol saying that effect that even those people who are willing to give us negative nicknames, they're not going to hurt us. Reish Lakish minahago b'raisa sagin. Reish Lakish would lose himself. It's like minhago is like language of bohem negeh, right? He would Yom Alayla. He was good, just totally wrapped up in his learning. Have enough bar mitchum the Shabbos. He left the Tchum Shabbos. He went to have more than 2,000 amos. And he didn't know. It's kind of Nemar Pavosa Tishke Tomid. In the love of the Torah, you're constantly going to be tishke, in this case meaning make mistakes. In other words, not pay attention to where you were, and that's considered to be a praise of Reish Lakish's utter total involvement in learning. Rabbi Rishmo Manhage Baraisa Sagin, same idea. Have his gulse Sarah Mene. His coat started falling off, or his cloak started falling off. V'china mizdarollah, and there was a says the name of Moshe. Nafalis made of loyatav yanachash oleh l'shamash le benachem, and chachina a snake safeguarded it. Armin le tamudei. Rebbe, they says to Tommy said to Rebbe, "Hagusach Sarah, Tzviya, your cloak fall off." So what? That wicked snake, it's safeguarded for me, so I don't have to be concerned. Okay. Says Gemara further. For some reason, this lot today in the Art Scroll Oswald edition is extremely long. Shaloka Darko Bakoidish. I feel nachash karacha cable le'afsik. Even there's a snake on your heel, you should not interrupt. B'shem Rabbi Yossi lo shara nachash. It's only a snake. Avakra mafsi, but a scorpion you stop. Lama the machi b'chaser machia. It's going to hit you and hit you again. So a snake evidently only bites once. So okay, no. But if it's a scorpion, it's going to bite over and over again. I have it to look in the Mashgiach, I'm sorry. What does Mashbiach say? Says oh, so he says when he says the scorpion, just it bites lishma, and he's always has in mind to attack. A snake, unless he's meets opposition, is not going to bite. So if you leave him on your leg and don't oppose him, he probably won't bite you. On the contrary, if you do try and get him off your leg, it's quite likely he will bite you. So it's to say a nachash, you're better off not moving because without opposition, he'll leave you alone. But a scorpion, he has no such qualms. Even if you don't resist him, he's going to go bite you. So therefore, for a scorpion, you stop. So then the Gemara says, Rabbi Ilamar Lomru El Karuch. This is only if the snake is wrapped around you. I mean, Martia Bokanegdo, but if it's very with great alacrity, it's coming towards you, then masi in front of. So hide yourself in the snake. As long as you don't interrupt your davening. So the Shbiach explains that this is where the snake is not yet wrapped on your leg, but he's making movements to wrap himself on your leg. So then you should hide yourself, because even if it's a distant suffix that it might cause you no harm, Malcolm Sakana, go and hide, but you shouldn't interrupt with talking, or don't forget to finish your davening. He has a whole discussion here. I always assume that the snake is not a poisonous snake, but it's the bite was likely to be painful. That's what the issue was. Okay, we are up to the top of Nun Hey Amud Aleph, so we will stop here.